Hi, thanks for tuning in to a new episode about the Japanese SDF uniforms and the airsoft. I apologize that I've been a long time when I make my last video, 6 months, but I was really busy with my private life, so I could not make videos at that time. I could make short videos. Those were apparently really interesting for more people, so I got more subscribers in a while. The new assault rifle for the Japanese Self-Defense Force was introduced 2 years ago. I could not find any information or any video footage of that weapon. I found one footage, but it was not enough for me to make a whole video about it. So I will hope you enjoy this video because I have more information and footage about the weapon itself. So without further ado, please hit the bell notification button, like this video, subscribe to my channel, and please let me know in the comment section down below what you think about the new Type 20 assault rifle from the Japanese Self-Defense Force. In May of 2020, 2 years ago, the Japanese Self-Defense Force has shown their new main battle rifle, the Type 20 assault rifle. It has been under development around 4 to 5 years, all the way back in 2015. Not much information between that time was known about that, but the information I have seen is really impressive. Of the footage I also have seen that the Japanese are using way more better assault weapon compared to the Type 89. So the whole new assault weapon has been definitely a short-term model compared to the old one, the Type 89 assault weapon. It has more modern features on it compared to the Type 89. So we go over a few features that is really important for the Japanese Self-Defense Force. Some people will say Japan is way behind compared to the other countries, compared to the Netherlands, the United Kingdom, France, Spain, just to name a few. But the Japanese Self-Defense Force isn't Self-Defense Force army. It is not officially an army itself, so it's only allowed to defend their territory and nothing more. So that's why the Japanese did not pay much attention to the army itself. And the most part, Japan is an island. And the most money is going into the Navy, second part is the Air Force, and then the third is the Army. And this all way back before World War II, when the Imperial Army and Navy were clashing against each other for resources. Even the Navy got the most funding because it was the most important part. They were a land that was surrounded by sea and a transport hub with main battleships and other important features from the Navy is very important. So that's why the Japanese took not much attention with creating a new battle rifle in the first 20 years after the adoption of the Type 89. So let's talk more about the Type 20 assault rifle, why it is more advanced compared to the Type 89, of course. So we definitely can see it is much more shorter. It's almost like a carbine version like the M4. It has a sort of a SCAR buttstock version. You can put the stock not in collapsible variation. I could not find any footage that the Japanese have thought of that, making a more compact version for the paratrooper units or mechanized infantry units. I think this is way compact enough, or it was another reason that they did not do that. They have experience firing the SCAR assault rifle from Belgium, but they do not have much in inventory because it is really an expensive model. The Type 20 assault rifle has the same buttstock as the SCAR assault rifle, so you can adjust the stock itself like the M4. So you can adjust if you want to have it shorter or way longer back to your shoulder. If you have a body armor on it, or you are in a prone position, or other reasons that you want to have it made compacter, or you want to have a longer for more accuracy fire. The Type 20 is a gas operating system, is using a short-stroke gas piston like the Hitler and Koch from Germany. And it has also adjustment gas system. And they decided with the selector switch like the M4, only in a little bit different version, but they removed the 3-round burst to safety, semi and full automatic. And that's a really big advantage now, because that is much more efficient if you want to go from semi to full auto, or from full auto to semi. This is your own choosing. It is much more easier to train on. Let's go to the bolt release and the select bolt release and the magazine release. Those are on both sides of the weapon. If you are left-handed or right-handed shooter, then you can put on both sides of the selector. The bolt release is only on the right side of things. On both sides is the bolt release and the magazine release. On both sides, same as to go with the selector switch. So that's a really huge advantage for the Japanese Self-Defense Force. The Type 89 only had a bolt release on the left side, but you could also attach the weapon of the bolt itself because the bolt is flying with you back and forward, like the AR-15. Like the AR-18 model. This was the first model they prototyped with when the adoption of the Type 89. So let's go forward and the most important part of this weapon. Gadget and rail system on it, because the Type 89 assault rifle does not have a rail system option. They only put a rail system above for a red scope or magnification glasses, but nothing else. And that was a really a problem for the Japanese Self-Defense Force. That's why they were lagging behind other nations. Even the Chinese Liberation Army has now a modern weapon with modern features on it, like red scope, hand grips, laser systems. So that's a really important factor in modern warfare. So the Japanese Self-Defense Force decided to look way better with this weapon, because the United States and other nations, allies, are also adopting more and more of these features. They become more and more cheaper to build, but understanding a whole army of a mobilization will be taking place. The Type 89 will take the rear guard echelon units, because the Type 20 will only be given at the frontline forces. But the rail system option above and underneath, where you put the hand grip on it, that is an old feature from the early 2000s, mid 2010s, like the M4 had. And on the left and right side of the weapon, they had features that you can put a rail system on it, but you can also remove it. That makes the weapon a little bit more lighter. And that's a really also very good advantage. And grenade launchers, because the Americans and other nations are using grenade launchers, 2 per squad I think, and the Japanese didn't have that. They had some grenade launcher systems, but it was like the French had. They put a mortar system on the barrel of the weapon, and they put on in high position and then fire. From Italian design, so they bought some quantities from Italian factories. So the Japanese Self-Defense Force really will have a modern weapon in the near future. It has been 2 years when Type 20 was shown to the public, and I really hope that the Japanese Self-Defense Force will introduce this weapon as soon as possible, so that the Type 89 can resign and go into the reserve unit. So I do hope you have enjoyed this video. I hope it has also a little bit correctly information. All this footage that you have seen, those are not my footage, they are also on copyrights. So these are a disclaimer of everything else. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and please hit the bell notification button, subscribe to this channel, and showing with your friends and family what you think about this Type 20 new main battle rifle. There's a really modernized weapon. I really hope they will sell it as an airsoft version. So I hope you enjoy it. See you next time.